From Delaware's most award-winning radio news team, this is WDEL Video News. Here's Chris Carl.
Among Delaware's top stories for Friday, March 16th, a new wrinkle to the yard waste ban. The trial date's been set for Sherry Freeberry. Attorney General Biden sets up a child predators unit. And new developments for a state rep who's been in hot water. Here are the details. If you're frustrated by what to do with your yard waste since the ban went into effect at Cherry Island landfill, you can relax for the next 9 months. Natural Resources Secretary John Hughes says enforcement of the ban won't begin until January 15th of next year.
We expected people would accommodate themselves, private enterprises would step up to the plate, and many have, and still will, because I'm just as serious as I ever was on maintaining the limit on Cherry Island's height.
The legislature is expected to adopt a resolution charging DENREC with coming up with viable, affordable alternatives to dumping yard waste at the landfill. State police are trying to find out how a woman was beaten after she was found lying on the side of the road near A.I. DuPont Children's Hospital early yesterday. The 43-year-old woman from Greenville was found lying by her car shortly after 7 o'clock on the northbound side of Route 141 at Children's Way. State Police spokesman Corporal Jeff Whitmar says the woman had a serious head injury. She's at Christiana Hospital in serious condition. Police are asking anyone who may have seen what happened to call them. A 22-year-old Wilmington man is dead from injuries he received in a 3-vehicle accident that closed 141 earlier this month. State police say Michael Sheehy suffered serious brain injuries in the accident near Alapocas Drive. Police say Sheehy was not wearing a seatbelt at the time of the accident. They're still trying to determine what caused that crash. Your children and grandchildren may just be a little safer thanks to a new unit in the Department of Justice. WDEL's Carl Konevsky reports.
Attorney General Beau Biden followed up on a campaign pledge and with members of law enforcement at his side announced the formation of a child predator unit. Biden tapped Melanie Withers, an 18-year Justice Department veteran, to serve as the first deputy AG assigned to the unit.
Once we get up and rolling, I think we're going to be able to make some fairly significant arrests within a short period of time. I think, unfortunately, there are too many offenders out there.
The Legislative Joint Finance Committee supplied the funding to get the unit rolling, and Biden says it's not a moment too soon.
It used to be that locking our doors and watching our children in the park was enough to protect them. But nowadays, predators can enter your home with the click of a computer mouse. 1 out of 7 children will be sexually solicited on the internet.
Biden says the unit will focus on establishing ongoing internet sting operations, prosecuting those who manufacture, distribute, and possess child pornography, working with law enforcement to track down predators who fail to register, and be an additional resource for children, parents, and teachers. Reporting from Legislative Hall in Dover, I'm Carl Konevsky, 1150 AM, WDEL.
School bus safety is a focus in the Brandywine district after a fight between a student and a driver. WDEL News continues in a moment.
Oh.
Is everything okay, ma'am?
Not really. I need to ride DART tomorrow to get to work, and I forgot to buy my DART card. I guess I have to find a ride.
Well, you certainly come to the right place. Didn't you know that Acme now sells DART cards and paratransit multi-trip cards?
No, where?
They're available at our customer service desk.
Getting you there now starts at your 12 Delaware neighborhood Acme markets. DART and Acme have joined in partnership to be your one-stop shopping place for both groceries and DART cards. It's now easier and more convenient than ever to pick up your DART cards with Acme.
A June 11th trial date has been set for Newcastle County's former Chief Administrative Officer Sherry Freeberry and Assistant Janet Smith. The trial is scheduled for 6 weeks and will be heard in federal court in Philadelphia. Freeberry is accused of using county resources for her personal benefit and of improperly accepting a $2.7 million loan from a developer who had a project pending before the county. Smith is charged with mail fraud and destroying evidence. The racketeering and fraud case against former county executive Tom Gordon has been separated from Freeberry's and has not yet been scheduled for trial. A group of inmates at the Smyrna prison are being isolated to prevent the spread of a skin infection. 18 offenders have come down with scabies. The rash causes severe itching of the skin and requires medical treatment of those infected, but is not fatal. The inmates have been quarantined for 5 days. They're allowed no visitors. Steps are being taken to sanitize towels and clothing, but mattresses and pillows are expected to be destroyed to prevent spreading of the infection. State Representative John Atkins remains a member of the House, but he has made a move to lighten his workload. As the House Ethics Committee waits to hear from Atkins regarding its report on his conduct, The Millsboro Republican has resigned from all committee assignments. In a 2-line letter to House Speaker Terry Spence, Atkins asked for his name to be removed from all committee rosters immediately. Meantime, more changes for House Republicans. Details from WDEL's Carl Konevsky in Dover.
Speaker of the House Terry Spence has tapped State Representative Bill Oberly of Newark to chair the legislature's Joint Finance Committee. Spence was forced to make the appointment when the previous chair, Representative Dick Cathcart, became the House Majority Leader following the resignation of Wayne Smith. Oberly says he's not really worried about the fact that he's missed 6 weeks of budget hearings.
It's going to require a lot of due diligence on my part to come up to speed in a short period of time. The rubber really meets the road in the bill writing process. So obviously I'll be directly and intimately involved in that process.
Spence says Oberly's experience makes him a perfect fit.
He's a proven leader, very knowledgeable, brings a consensus style to his management. So we think having his presence on the Joint Finance Committee at this particular time is a real benefit to the organization and to the Joint Finance process.
Spence also named Representative Vince Lofink of Bear to lead the Bond Bill Committee, a seat previously held by Oberly. Reporting from Legislative Hall in Dover, I'm Carl Konevsky, 1150 AM, WDEL.
Meantime, the House has passed a bill requiring the budget to be introduced at least 3 legislative days before the end of the session, June 30th, and for the bond bill to be introduced at least 2 legislative days prior to the end of session. Lawmakers have commented that they and the public don't have time to review the contents of the complex bills when they're introduced shortly before they see floor action. The bill now goes to the Senate. Red Clay School District officials say they need at least $15 million to cover rising operating expenses. The district is planning to ask the school board to schedule a tax referendum for May 17th. Superintendent Robert Andrzejewski says the district has experienced unexpected expenses totaling $11 million. The increased costs come from additional students, higher transportation costs, a new school, and additional personnel costs. He says he expects some layoffs and says the district has already started reducing costs. Bus safety and behavior are at the top of the list for officials in the Brandywine School District. A recent fight involving a Mount Pleasant High School bus driver and a student led to meetings to discuss policy and procedures. Superintendent Dr. Jim Scanlon says no one was seriously hurt, but school officials want to make sure bus drivers, teachers, administrators, and students know such incidents will not be tolerated. Principals will meet with students across the district about bus behavior outlined in the Student Code of Conduct. Well, UD and Del State have their dancing shoes on. WDEL Sports and your weekend AccuWeather forecast coming up.
Looking to gain an edge in the technology or design field? Wilmington College's Division of Information Technology and Advanced Communications offers state-of-the-art facilities equipped with the latest tools. Did you know that Wilmington College has been preparing students for careers in media arts and technology over the past 7 years? Enjoy hands-on experience and personal attention from instructors drawn straight from the industry. To learn more, visit wilmcoll.edu. Wilmington College. Achieve balance, achieve success.
I'm Peter MacArthur.
I'm Melanie Armstrong, and here are Delaware's top stories at the top of the hour.
The most complete coverage of the news that matters in Delaware every weekday morning, 5:30 to 9 on 1150 AM WDEL.
In WDEL Sports, the Delaware women's basketball team is making final preparations for Sunday's first-round NCAA tournament matchup with Michigan State. The Hens have to play on the Spartans' home floor Sunday at 7 p.m. The game will be televised on ESPN2. Delaware State, meantime, also in East Lansing to take on Vanderbilt at noon on Sunday. That game also on ESPN2. And it was a long time coming, but the Flyers picked up their 20th win of the season, downing Atlanta 3-2. Darian Hatcher scored for the first time in more than a year as the Flyers completed a season sweep of Atlanta. Your WDEL Delaware AccuWeather forecast, a flood watch in effect through tomorrow morning. Rain today, mixing with sleet and wet snow this afternoon. Temperatures will hold steady or slowly fall. Then tonight, the rain, sleet, and snow mix ends around midnight. Accumulations of a coating to an inch around Wilmington. Tonight's low 26. Tomorrow, variably cloudy, couple of snow showers around, high 36. And for Sunday, partly sunny with a high of 39. Get news updates throughout the day. Delaware's top stories at the top of the hour on 1150 AM WDEL or anytime right here at WDEL.com, including news video from Delaware and around the world from WDEL and the Associated Press. I'm Chris Carl. Have a great weekend, and thanks for watching.